right, so Leon Edwards came out. He said he was offered Tyron Woodley in a co-main position on the return of Conor McGregor. Well, that solves a lot of problems. I would imagine for those guys, Leon's looking for anything big to do. Right, Tyron, former champion of the world, at the weight class where Leon's on a 7-fight win streak, co-main event, Conor McGregor return. That seems like something good to do. I'm sure Leon's in no problem. Now, Tyron is a little bit different, and only slightly. But Tyron, having been world champion, having been the headliner and the main eventer, and sharing and participating in all sorts of different angles. Look, it's a little tougher to call a guy like Tyron and go, okay, I have Leon Edwards. So many people think Tyron's unwilling to fight. Nothing could be further from the truth. That just simply is a falsehood. But Tyron, having the time he's put in, the success he's had being a veteran of the sport, would like for it to be on a card that people want to see. He wants the right opponent. Now, he's also been burdened for the last number of years with being the headlining act. So if things go great, pat on the back. If things don't go great, he gets looked at for that too. So yes, he would like a say when he comes to the table and what he thinks is marketable. That's wise, and he's not unreasonable. I offer you that because Leon Edwards, while in most situations may not really get the fancy of Tyron Woodley, I think when you do look at the competitive spirit of it, nobody's out there denying that Leon is certainly getting himself in a good position to make a run at the strap. Nobody would say that that's not exactly what Tyron wants back. And by the way, Kamaru or Colby, pretty marketable fights for Tyron. But I do think when you add the added element, that, and by the way, it's going to be the return of Conor. There's just going to be something special there. Whoever the opponent is, wherever the venue is, there's something there is going to be what people are going to want to see. I think it checks the boxes. There was a lot of guys saying, look, Leon Edwards has a title opportunity imminent, and he is taking a big risk putting that on the line against a wrestler who can put him in bad positions. And other people were saying, yeah, but Tyron is the one taking the risk because he's taking on a guy who's not a household name and he's a former champion of the world. Guys, please stop doing that. Yes, there is risk. This is business. In sport, we call it competition. You compete with anyone you want. If you want to talk about the business side of it, yes, if you want a big reward, you got to take a big risk. That cannot factor into who's fighting who. I remember the days when people were begging for a ranking system so there could be some clarity in who fights who. Okay, great. So we put the ranking system in. Now all of a sudden you get the ranking system and now people want to default back up to the matchup issue. Okay, great. So you start solving the matchup issue and now people want to start talking about the markability. Does the whole thing work? Guys, you're overthinking this. Are you fighters or not? Just tell me that. 3 times a year is all you get asked to play. That's it. You are the laziest sports athlete in the world. And when you hear me say that, you go, well, but the training is so hard. Shut up. You don't put in any more minutes than anybody else, and I don't give a damn what your heart rate was. I just don't. You work 3 times a year. Show up for the matches or don't. That's fine too. Take yourself out of it. Give someone else a chance. If you're not willing to do the work, you're out of the conversation.
Uncle Jill, Uncle Jill. There's no bad guy like Uncle Jill. Never lost, not